Hi, welcome to ADI Technical Training. I'm Matthew. Today I'm in the technical lab at our UK hub in Chatterton, Manchester. Let's get started. In this video, we're looking at the Hikvision Modular Intercom. We're going to look at the components you need to make a door station up. The door station is the device that's outside of the property where visitors would come along, initiate a call. Also, tenants could come along there and use the keypad or proximity readers to gain access to the property. Let's have a look at the modules you need to make a system up. When you're selecting the system you want, when you're designing the station on the outside of the property, the simple calculation is how many modules in total are you going to end up having outside, and that dictates the size of the module frame you need, whether it's flush or surface. So you have to first of all decide what do you want, what type of system we're doing here. If it's a simple domestic property where it's a camera unit, one call button, it's just going to call the people on their tablet in the house, on the monitor or the handset in the house, as well as maybe calling an app. Then you would just have a one button module. And if it was if it was a HMO, for instance, where maybe it's just 4 or 5 apartments or flats in a building, you could simply expand it by adding extra modules. The first and most important module is the camera module. The camera module is also the speech amplifier. There's quite a few variants of this. In fact, there's too many to list here. But the most popular ones are these ones here. So we have the DSKD 8003, and then we have IME1, IME2, and then IME1 SS and NS. The differences between them is the 1 on the end there tells you this is for an IP system, and the 2 tells you it's for a two-wire system. SS tells you it's for a stainless steel system. NS tells you again it's for a stainless steel system, but the N dictates that there's no call button. The further modules here, they all work on the same camera modules, whether it's IP or two-wire. So starting, first item is the KK, which is the key tag module, and what that basically is a 6-button module. So if you wanted, say the example is you have a block of apartments, a HMO, where it's maybe 5 or 6 apartments in a single block. It's one door station, one entry point, and you would then simply add the KK to the camera module, whichever one it is, and simply that means you have a 2-module system. Maybe you want to let tenants to gain entry without using a key, so they could have a keypad module, a KP, or they could have a access control module. E is proximity, M is MyFair. They both do more or less the same job. MyFair is our standard. That's the one we stock, and we stock the tokens for. And MyFair is the more secure technology, and it's a bit more flexible as well. So in that example where we got apartment block with 4 or 5 apartments, and we're going to say we're going to let them gain entry with a keypad. Well, that's simple, isn't it? It's a camera, keypad module, sorry, name tag module, and a keypad module. That means you would need three module frame to house that in. But then what if you got an apartment block which has got 45 apartments in? Of course, you could put multiples of these in to make up the 45, but it might be easier to have a system where you dial the number of the apartment you want, and you have a display that shows you this. And what you could do is combine these two, the KP and the DIS, the display module. You could put these two together, and simply on the on-screen prompts here, you can use the keypad module to type in the apartment number you want. It appears on here, and then you simply call them. Makes life a bit easier instead of having 5 or 6 of these things, sorry, 9 of these things here, taking up all those modules. It's easy just to have 3 in total. So that's one way of dealing with it. And also with that means they've got access control of a keypad as well. The tenants can get in with a keypad. The other option is a TDM, a touch display module. Now, on a touch display module, it does the job of a display, a keypad, and multiple KKs, and it also does the job of a proximity MyFair reader. It does everything in one. So in this one module here, you can have a touch screen display. You can scroll through there with up to 1,000 apartments. You can use the onboard keypad for access control as well as finding the apartment or the flat that you want. And you can use it as a access control device. You can present your card to it and it will grant access into the building. So on large projects, this will be the module to use. And doing that is quite simple. It reduces the size of the panel because all you would need is a camera module. Maybe you'd pick one with no button, but still a camera module and a TDM. That's two modules, and with that you've got quite a lot of power there to call up to 1,000 apartments, to have a keypad to gain entry, and to have a MyFair prox reader to gain entry as well. In addition, Hikvision have come up with some useful items. You've got the indicator plate, which is it's getting close to DDA, but not exactly DDA, but you're getting very close to DDA because you've got the blue LEDs here that tell you to speak now, the phone's off the hook or the door's open. That's what the indicator panel does. You've got the BK, the blanking module. Now the blanking module, you might have some instances where you can't make an equal size panel. For instance, I'll get to the modules in a moment, but the modules come in 1, 2, or 3. So if you were to have a camera, a keypad, and a nameplate, they could go in 3 module frames. But if you were to have a situation where you have 5 modules, a 2 module next to a 3 module would look a bit silly. So you'd need a 3 next to a 3. So that means you could put something like this in there to make up that missing difference, and simply put the building name in there or instructions on how, which apartment to use or something like that. So that's what the blanking module does. The latest one is the CO, the cutout. And that's Hikvision, whilst they do a comprehensive range of intercoms and they also do access control, they also have to acknowledge that other brands have access control out there, and people would prefer to use that other brand of access control combined into the intercom as well. So what this CO does is allow you to fit a panel mount reader. All the brands of access control, ACT, BSB Progeny, TDSI, Paxton, Stanley Pack or Comlit Pack, they all do what's called a panel mount reader, and the panel mount reader will fit exactly inside this module here. Once you've selected the modules you need, however many modules that is, you need to house them. They need to go on some sort of housing outside, and there's 2 ways. There's flush or surface. I'm going to start with surface. And it's quite simple, really. The numbers on the end there that gives it away. 1 means it can store 1 module, 2 is 2, and 3 is 3 modules. So 1 module may be the camera unit with a single call button. That example I gave on a domestic at somebody's front door, it's just a camera. You call it and it calls through to the app or the phone. 2 modules, maybe a camera unit at the top, and a keypad if it was maybe again in the domestic, or it could be on an office block where you got staff and you want to let in with a keypad. There's a maglock on the door. And the 3 module, maybe that example I said before, in the HMO block of flats, a camera unit at the top, a key name tag unit in the middle, 6 buttons there, and then a keypad. The secondary part to go with these is the rain shield, the RS1, RS2, RS3. Again, that's self-explanatory. RS rain shield 1. So that's a one module housing, and simply this back box here fits inside the module there, and it just gives you that extra bit of rain protection for stop rain landing on the lens of the camera. And also the stops rain landing on the keys as well. Some people are a bit funny about touching wet keys. They're worried about static, but that will be the surface frames. What you can do is put a /S on the end of these part numbers. So it'd be an ACW1/S /S/S, and that will give you the stainless steel version, the silver or the stainless steel version. The pictures actually come out looking exactly the same, so that's why I've not shown them on this presentation. But that's what you would do. If it was stainless steel you wanted, it would be a /S. And then flush frames, much the same as surface frames. The number at the end denotes how many modules it can hold. 1 will hold a camera module, 2 will hold 2 modules, maybe a camera and a keypad, and 3 will hold 3 modules, maybe a camera, a keypad, and 6 call buttons. The units, the standard unit ACF, that will come with a plastic back box, and ACF 1/S for silver or stainless that has a metal back box. And that's the only difference really, the finish in them. As you can see, as I mentioned on the previous slide there, it's hard to tell them apart on the web shot, but these are a dark grey and this is a polished stainless steel finish. Installers rely on ADI. The ADI projects and technical teams offer a pre-configuration service. Any project size from a single device or to a complex system. Any IP device can be configured from our central hub using our technical and projects teams. Having your device pre-configured will save engineers time on site. We can set your IP address, the gateways, and in addition we'll make sure your device has the latest firmware on board. Simply get in touch with your ADI sales contact or email the projects team. Thanks very much for watching. All the products mentioned in this training video can be found on our website. Links are below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks very much.